everyone, Chris here. We're going to take a look at the foot pressure dial, and that's actually located on the left-hand side of your machine. Now, before we go into this, let's take a look at how I have my machine set up. And I'm using the cover stitch wide, so I'm using the information I found in the instruction and reference guide to set up just that stitch. Then, once I tested that stitch to make sure everything was good, I moved to the quick reference and threading guide using that creative top cover stitch wide for my information on threading those wipers. And then I tested my stitch. So my stitch looks great. And now we're going to take a look at the dial. As I mentioned, it's on that left-hand side. And when you take a look at it, you can see that there is a marking on the dial itself. And on the face of the machine, you'll also see a dot. That means that when those two are aligned, that is the standard foot pressure for the machine. If I take the dial down, I am lightening the foot pressure. If I take the dial up from that standard setting, I am making that foot pressure heavier or tighter. So we're going to start in the middle and we'll take a look at our foot pressure, and then we're going to adjust it to a lighter setting. And where I would use that is if I were doing things like curves. I've gone all the way down to the bottom, and you can see how easily now my fabric moves back and forth as I'm stitching. If I take it to that highest setting, you'll see that that fabric does not move as easily as I'm stitching across it. So while I don't always make an adjustment to my foot pressure, I find that where I do make that adjustment is when I'm working on creative projects. I usually go to a lighter setting, and that's when I'm doing curves or I'm trying to do more of a free flow to a project I'm working on. When I go to a higher setting, I found that there are some knits that I really want it to be on that higher setting to move that fabric through or underneath that presser foot. And you'll see that right away as you're stitching. So it's a dial you'll rarely touch, but just know when you need to, it's there for you.